Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review for Invincible Iron Man issue 8. And I overall really liked this issue because it, of course, kept delving more into Riri Williams' background, but also kind of setting up where she's kind of going further on. Now, granted, it doesn't really deal with the kind of offers that she's been made, but it deals more with the fallout of the explosion that Sharon Carter was involved in. So this issue kind of split up into two parts. One kind of delving into Riri's kind of backstory a little bit more, and one dealing with like the present day and what's going on. So the whole backstory part is like going into like specific moments in her history, like when she was in grade school and saying she wanted to be like a scientist and all that, and she wanted her teacher to set her like say that she couldn't do it or whatnot. I'm like, you can do it? You're supposed to tell me that I should be like a nurse or something like that. No, I'm like, you can be a scientist and all that. And she's like, give me something more. She's like, fine, okay, you'll never be Tony Stark. She's like, I'll be Tony Stark then. And it's like, okay, that's kind of the setup that we've got for her. She's an obsessive personality. And we see that also kind of going through in the present day as like Tony's trying to get her into like pop culture and all that because she's been so obsessed with doing the armor and all of that it's like she has excluded a lot of the stuff to kind of make human connections, talking about like pop culture to people, having friends, and just like connecting to the world because now she has to deal with the world because she's greatly affecting it and she's going to need those kind of skills going forward. And it's kind of cool to see AI Tony trying to help somebody with like human problems because Tony, of course, is himself very obsessive. And, of course, you can see that with all the work that he's done and being obsessed with doing that work and trying to get the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, trying to build up against the future and all that, which, of course, works out to try and, like, help people, but he's always thinking 30 steps ahead, and his friends are like, what are you thinking about? I don't know. I'm doing this thing right now. Hold on. And seeing him kind of in the AI form trying to like help Riri with that was kind of cool. So other things we see in her past is that she tried to get into NASA. She's like, how old do you have to be? She's like, you need like all these degrees. I'm like, okay, I'm already in MIT in my dorm. I'll see you sooner. And then we see her with her friend, and one of the birthday presents was this astronaut that she was looking up to was on the phone, and it was cool seeing her like geek out and talk to her about that. So those are pretty cool things to kind of like humanize who she is and see kind of like her point of view and why she wants to build these armors and just kind of add more depth to her character. So in the present day, we see that Riri gets to the explosion site. We see, of course, Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., his son, modeled off of Samuel L. Jackson, not the one that's like usually doing the stuff in outer space and all that. I don't know what happened to that Nick Fury Sr. So it's Nick Fury Jr. And he's like, hold off. And of course, Sharon Carter lets her come in, talking to her about the whole situation, that this could have started World War III with all the people involved. And she's like scanning the area and everything, and she's explaining to her, we've had you surveyed since you were in kindergarten. You're a super genius. We need to know if you're a threat or an asset. Pretty much kind of things like, dang. But you kind of have to do that because it just takes one kind of thing to either swing you one way or another way. And that doesn't always mean you'll stay one way or another way either. So, of course, they're like scanning the environment, trying to figure out what's going on when it's attacked by Lady Octopus. And I love these kind of obscure villains coming in, and Riri's like, that's kind of weird. And she kind of getting her ass kicked a little bit. And then she's able to, like, shock Lady Octopus and get her down, and she's like, I will kick myself for how long it took me to figure that out. And even AI Tony's like, yeah, I was about to say you could have done something like that. And they're like, they've attacked the site that they attacked. And Lady Octopus is like, well, I was paid to do this. It's like, okay, let me write it down for you, Riri. You are not in S.H.I.E.L.D., so I can't order you to do something, but it would be cool if you look into Von Bardas for us. You know, that because of all the international laws and all that, I was like, okay, and Riri's starting to kind of pick up on that, and we see at the end that Von Bardas is like watching the news and is pissed off that her attack isn't on there, and of course her like mercenaries and army people are saying, well, Shield does the media. They wouldn't let something like this get out. And of course, Riri's like, well, who knows? We'll see how this goes, and I'm here to talk to you. It's like, okay. It'll be interesting to see how she deals with, like, threats outside in the world stage, and of course, this is Latveria. She's going to be running into Doom, who's been going around as Iron Man as well. So that's going to be a kind of interesting thing that's going on, and it'll be interesting to see her deal with villains because she's still new to this and trying to figure out ways to take these villains out. This is kind of a different villain than she's used to. This is more international spy kind of stuff that she's going to have to think of possibly even more interesting ways to take them out than just brute strength. So I'm really looking forward to that kind of challenge and to see what Von Bardas is kind of going to be in this situation. If she's going to be more Victor's kind of antagonist or Riri Williams, or how that's going to play out. So those are my thoughts on the issue. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.